can make money man. West Sun very hot leh. You guys can probably look at this if you are looking for legacy planning and very long-term hold. This is likely not going to make the cut. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a piece of art. That's right, we're going to be talking about Artisan. Why I decided to do this video despite it being a freehold, despite it being a boutique development, is because this is a freehold development and many of you out there still are having this mindset that freehold is the way to go. And today I'm going to be giving you guys my very honest feedback and takes about the layouts, about freehold developments as well as boutique developments, whether you guys can buy or cannot buy. Again, I'm a real estate agent, so I cannot give you very unfiltered content, if you know what I mean. So if you want very unfiltered and honest feedback, please drop me a DM, leave me a comment, I will reach out to you. Alright, so here we go. Let's go. So why put your attention at Artisan 8? Because this is a boutique development, and boutique development will also mean rare and exclusivity if you like low density itself. But with a smaller development, that also means you will get more unique layouts. Alright, and I'm going to dive into the layout later on. So over the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through whether Artisan 8 deserves a spot in your art gallery. So for the project information, now project name again, Artisan 8. Not sure why they have to use this name. Apparently somebody thinks it's a good idea. But anyways, tenure-wise, it's freehold, which most people may be a fan of. TOP date will be 2028. Land size, again, pretty standard for boutique developments, about 15,000 square feet. So this is what we also call a mixed development because you have a total of 34 residential units as well as having some commercial unit lots, 4 shop lots, 3 restaurants, as well as 1 supermarket on the ground floor itself. Now in parking itself, 26 parking lots, 1 handicap lots, pretty much the standard that you would get for your low density boutique development. Now in terms of the residential mix, 1 bedroom 6 units, 2 bedroom 13, you have 7 of this 3 bedders, and the rest of it will be 4 and 5 bedders, making up a total of 34 units. Now, the big question to ask ourselves is, can you actually enter into a boutique development since everyone is slamming boutique developments? Let me show you the meat, alright? So I know the question on all of your minds is this. Wow, freehold, small development, boutique project can make money man. And this is where I dive into the surrounding transactions to give you guys a feel of what that location has to offer in terms of profitability. Can make money man. Looking at District 20 where Artisan 8 is located, let's zoom in into the projects which are smaller, which has demonstrated profitability in that sense. So we can see that Thomson V1, this is a 2007 project. Now there are 1 and 2 bedrooms recorded profits of between 140,000 to 443,000. Thomson V2 slightly newer, 74 units recorded 370 over 1,000 for their 1 and 2 bedroom types. And of course the most latest one would be 311, which TOP in 2015, and their 1 and 2 bedrooms recorded profits of between 100,000 to about 400 over 1,000. I know what you are thinking. Hey bro, all these old project 10 years ago 10 years ago anyhow buy also make money, correct or not? Yes. Now, the key thing is this. I think being a freehold development, it has its merits or its hold against hedging against the lease decay portion. And I think for Artisan 8 itself being a freehold property, you guys can probably look at this if you are looking for legacy planning and very long-term hold. Okay, looking at the TOP dates of all the 3 examples, I would probably say that if you are looking for a fast in, fast out approach, this is likely not going to make the cut. But if you are looking for long-term sustainability and long-term rental yield, this is probably something that you guys can consider, alright? So, next up, for location itself, where are we? Guys, we are at the heart of Upper Thomson, the heart of Upper Thomson. So where are we, right? Location-wise, we are right over here for Artisan 8. Now to point to you guys, we are actually just a 3 minutes walk away from Upper Thomson MRT station, and from here accessibility into town to Orchard Road to Shenton Way is probably plus minus about 10 MRT stops away, so super accessible and convenient. Now for those of you who are looking for schools within a 1 kilometer radius, can you see what's inside? You have your Ai Tong, you also have your Catholic High, both within a 1 kilometer radius to where you are. Great news for kiasu parents like me, because I also like that. Okay, for food, dining and shopping, of course you have your Thomson Plaza, you have right in front of you the whole Upper Thomson stretch of shop houses for your prata, your bak chor mee and whatnot. And of course if you want shopping, Junction 8, or you can go further down to your Ang Mo Kio hub as well over here. So location wise, nothing much to complain. You pretty much have everything that you need within a short 5 to 10 minutes walk or drive away. Alright? Okay, so now for the site plan analysis as well as the maintenance fees. Okay, if you can look over here with me guys, this is actually where the site is located. You have all the facings that you can think of. North, south, east and west, depending on what fan are you. Literally, I mean, for a smaller development like this, it is very hard for developer to position it in a way where everybody is north-south facing. So it's pretty common that you get an array of different facings itself lah. Okay, so for the north facing itself, you are actually overlooking the Xingming and the industrial estate. South facing will be unblocked cityscape, so your night views will be pretty nice. Your west facing, of course west facing, people say, hey, west sun very hot leh. But on the flip side, right, the developers position it this way so that the west sun unit, right, or the west facing units get to see the MacRitchie Reservoir. Very smart. And then for the east facing units, it actually looks at the rear of surrounding neighborhoods. So this is generally the kind of facing that you will get for this project itself. Alright, now for amenities and facilities. Don't have facilities, guys. So for this development, there is no facilities, but I think your ground floor retail outlets, that probably can work as your amenities, as well as your nearby shop houses. There's gyms and food and things like that. That could also work as your amenities, I guess. But I guess the next thing and the comfort that you have over here is actually your maintenance fees. Want to know your maintenance fees? Come, let's take a look. For maintenance fees, right, generally the 1-2 bedrooms, you are looking at between 170 to about 206 per month. So for a low density development, this is considered very affordable. But then again, with no facilities, this is maybe a bit pricey for some of you out there. Again, right, overall upkeep of the development still has to be done. So I think this is still a pretty reasonable charge lah. For 3-bedroom wise, also starting from 206 all the way to the 4-bedroom at 305 per month. So overall, I think the maintenance fees is pretty palatable. It's not atrocious. But then again, one might argue that there's no facilities, so does it even make sense or not? I think to each his own. If you like low density, like the privacy, like the freehold, like the accessibility and stuff like that, this is something that maybe you guys can consider. Alright, come, layout analysis, let's go. Alright, so now we're going to go into the floor plan analysis, and because as you guys can see from the unit distribution chart itself, there is actually quite a variety of different type of layouts just by looking the size itself. A 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom itself, they have all different layouts. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be focusing on the 1, 2 and 3 bedrooms. I'm going to give you my pros and cons of each and which one I'm likely going to go for. And guys, this is just based on my pure own opinion. Okay, don't flame me. This is just me, Veroy 会不会买的东西. Okay, let's go. So we're going to dive straight into the 1-bedroom layout that we have over here. Wow, look at this. It's really a piece of art, if you know what I mean. Okay, two very different 1-bedroom layout types. Of course, the key question here is which one should you go for? Now, very different because this one is 300 over square feet. This one is 400 over square feet. Alright? main differences, I would say that both has its pros and cons. Now looking at floor plan A on this side, you could see that it's overall pretty much quite regular except for this portion. Now this portion, what I would suggest is to level it out by doing some form of sliding door to make your entire living and dining area seem more regular in shape. Being a smaller square foot, this could probably give you a better bang for your buck. Standard galley kitchen over here, dining area over here. You also have this integrated in terms of your living and master bedroom. It's kind of like a studio concept over here. So if you want, again, just to have more privacy, you could possibly put up a wall on this side so that you have that separation between your living and dining. Your entrance into your master could be somewhere around here to make this into a proper one-bedroom suite. Alright, again, one drawback is that people have to enter into your master to enter into your master bath. Now this is also similar on this side. For the one bedroom itself, you also have this integrated studio concept where you have your living and master connected to one another. But for this layout itself, I personally think that this area is probably a little bit wasted, if you would, because every square feet is $2,000 onwards, right? This area may or may not be necessary depending on what you guys want it for. Of course, one option, you guys can actually create some form of shoe cabinets on this side just to increase storage space. A little bit of a side low unit over on this side just to utilize this space a little bit more. But I think you can actually do without. So that's why I am generally gravitating towards the layout A, but I personally won't go for a one bedroom in this development if it were up to me. But again, if you guys have a limited budget and you just want to play the rental game, you want something that doesn't have lease decay, I would think this would be a better option. That is just based on my opinion. Alright, now moving on to the bedroom 2 type. Bedroom 2, let's take a look. And now moving on to the 2-bedroom layouts. Again, guys, this is my own personal opinion. Please don't flame me. If you choose to buy any of the layouts, I will still be very happy for you because property is still an asset. In Singapore, it's still pretty safe, alright? Now, reasons why I would probably prefer this layout as compared to these 2 layouts. I think you guys may also know why. Now, first thing, personally, I feel that this space is a little bit wasted lah. When you come in, actually you don't need this extra corridor space over here. Here it's okay, I guess. Living, dining, pretty okay. You have pretty regular shape. Your bedroom one, 11 square meters. That's pretty decent as well. Although, to me this one, the structural pillar over here, it's a little bit of an eyesore lah. But I guess that's no choice because of the way the building is being constructed. Alright. Bathroom, pretty okay. Don't have bay windows, so that's a plus. Master. Wow, this master, you must be a master in order to master this master bedroom. Okay, so you come in over here. I think this 17 square meters is good, but you do actually have some space wastage over here. Of course, I think with a good interior designer, you definitely will be able to navigate this shape, alright, to make it better. But for me, not my top choice. Alright, and this one, better. Although here, I would think that it's a little bit sus as well. But of course, you can do some storage spaces on this side. Regular living and dining, although I feel that the dining is a little bit too close. So this part, you may have some problem over here. Bedroom 1. Now, the bedroom 1 is a little bit too small because once you cut out this portion, essentially your bedroom 1 can only fit in a single bed. And again, layout-wise, I would prefer 2 bedrooms to be minimally to be able to accommodate a queen-size bed. Master, okay, but then again, this part not usable as well. So that is why my pick would be these very regular 2 bedrooms. Right, 11 square meter queen size bed, no problem. Master bedroom, 15 square meter, no problem. Only thing, or maybe a small drawback over here, is that your aircon latch cuts into your first bedroom. This corner may seem like it's being wasted, but you are actually able to put in a study table on this side. So this could be useful for you. Living dining, I think in terms of the spaciousness wise, is good enough. Here, although you have a little bit of a corridor, but this is definitely something that I can navigate with a low unit or some form of shoe cabinets. Everything else, not much complaint. So this one would be my top choice for a 2 bedroom in Artisan 8 itself. Now moving forward, for the 3-bedroom unit types, we have the 1023 as well as the 1184 square feet unit type. And again, just by looking at the shape of the floor plan, you would know what are some of my concerns. I'm going to share with you how you could probably navigate this floor plan if you guys kind of like this facing, alright? So looking at this entrance, okay, I can accept this, pretty short. You have an L-shaped kitchen, sizable dining area for a 6-seater. You have a comfortable living area. Now this part, I think is still alright, okay, because it doesn't kind of encroach into anything. You do have this long wall for your TV, your dining set, your sofa set actually has no problem. You can go as large as you want. If you don't like so-called the slant walls, right, then again, draw up a glass door over here. Maybe make this into a little nursery, right? You have your plants outside of this glass door so that you can somewhat have that nice glass house kind of feel. Alright, then going to your bedrooms. Bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, or you can fit in your queen size bed. Of course, this second bedroom, again, you have some compromise over here, but still pretty decent. Okay, a long corridor, well, no choice, is the way that the layout is being done for this unit or this development. But if we were to look at the more ideal 3-bedroom, something that I personally would choose would be something like that. Now looking at this is not just a 3-bedroom, it is essentially a 3-bedroom plus study. You come in, you have a U-shaped kitchen. On the left-hand side, you still have space for some shelves and whatnot. Decent living, separated dining area. Looking at the bedrooms, regular shape, 11 square meter, 11 square meter. Your master is 22 square meters. You have extra storage over here as well with 2 bathrooms and a study. So the next question we're going to ask is, are you guys overpaying if you buy a project like Artisan 8? Now with that, I'm going to bring up my trusty OCR, RCR, CCR chart over here, and you can see that for the OCR and RCR, over here, RCR itself, average PSF, you are looking at 2004 to 2008 per square foot. Again, this is a variety of prices from leasehold to freehold, and we can see that for Artisan 8 itself, their indicative prices start from as low as 2001 to the highs of 2,500 per square foot. Looking at this chart, are you overpaying? I would say if we just loosely assume, based on this PSF chart, of course you are not overpaying lah, right? Because the penthouse 2146 per square foot already but a lot of 2146 per square foot for a penthouse means it is likely you guys will be paying for roof terraces and open spaces, which some might find that it's unusable. So this might be an outlier low. Averagely, we are probably looking at 2004 per square foot, which still sits in nicely in an RCR price region. Now the big question to end off this video is to ask yourself, with the money that you have on hand, does it make sense for you to put your money into Artisan 8, or are there better options elsewhere? Remember guys, my job is to give you an unbiased, unfiltered, to a certain extent, opinion, which you guys can only get if we do a one-to-one session where I can unveil every single thought that I have. But generally, for Artisan 8 itself, if you are looking for a freehold development, something that is well connected to the amenities and transport with good school option at a very affordable entry quantum, this is probably something that you guys can consider. Are there better options out there? I guess the main question that boils down to is, how long are you looking to exit? How much are you looking to spend? And is there any particular location that you feel very drawn towards? And I can answer all these questions to you if you have all these doubts. So please feel free to reach out to me via DMs or reach my mobile directly to connect with me. Alright, so that's all we have for you for today's project analysis at Artisan 8. As usual, if you find that this video gave you some context, do like, share and subscribe. And if you want to have more clarity or you have more questions, do hit me up and I'll be more than happy to share with you my honest, unbiased opinions. See you in our next video.